moving on to Colorado.
Colorado. Yeah, so
I was kind of shocked looking back on the recruiting rankings the last couple of years. They got up into the 30s a couple of times, which shocked me.
Well, I think they had that one season that was like super good.
They got up to like 9th in the country.
Yeah. They were like undefeated, and then they stumbled a few games. And I think they like rode that to a recruiting like coup for a number of years.
And I mean, do you know anything about Boulder, Colorado?
It's a cool city.
It's a cool ass city.
Yeah, it's a cool city. Well, and so that's actually in my notes here. So Carl Durrell was a coaching hire that wasn't super exciting to me. But also like I didn't think it was a bad hire. I think he was already on staff when can't think of his name. Was at Michigan State now.
Mel Tucker.
When Mel Tucker left, I think Carl was already on staff. I'm not 100% sure about that. But I think he pulled together a decent 2020 season. But overall, he's 39-29 as a head coach. And I think the Pac-12 needs a lesson in hiring coaches.
I agree with that, but I'm actually kind of optimistic on Colorado. They went 4-2. They went 4-2 this past year, which was a surprise to pretty much everybody. Nobody was expecting Colorado to be that good. They went 4-2 while also being ranked in the bottom half of the conference in both offense and defense. So that's where I'm optimistic on Carl Durrell, being able to coach them up, even if they're not as good as the other opponents. They get another one of those good recruiting classes, they could be right back in the top 25.
Yeah, I think Colorado's a cool school. They have some great traditions. Like I think they're psychopaths, but running with the buffalo on the field, like that's freaking cool. That's some cool stuff. And so many people want to live in Colorado right now. Like it's one of the quickest growing states. And it's just a boom that's happening there. And it amazes me that, honestly, they haven't been better at recruiting, because you could sell that to kids.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't make it to the NFL, you're in Colorado, which is a great place to find a job, a great place to live after school. I don't know. I also share your optimism. I'm just being cautiously optimistic because
understandable.
I'm not sold on his track record.
Mm-hmm. Understandable. Yeah. Let's get into their schedule real quick. They open home to Northern Colorado. Then they got a couple non-conference games that are pretty juicy. They host both of them. They're home to Texas A&M, and then they're home to Minnesota. Both are going to be pretty good games, and they get to host both of them, which is interesting as well.
Yeah.
And then they go into conference play. They play at Arizona State, home to USC, home to Arizona, at Cal, at Oregon, Oregon State, at UCLA, Washington, and then they finish at Utah. So
I think this is like one of the more fun schedules.
Yeah, for sure.
That we've reviewed. I don't know anything about Northern Colorado, but Texas A&M and Minnesota, both pretty exciting teams. I think that they lose to Texas A&M, but I think they could potentially beat Minnesota.
I agree.
And then, I think we'll see what they do otherwise in the Pac-12 play, but it's going to be interesting for sure.
Yep.